She's just bragging. Gosh, she's obnoxious. Remember, don't get too big for your boots and always stay humble. I'm sure you've heard comments like this all the time. Hi, I'm Jess Williamson and I am a nice girl. Well, I was, but I'm not anymore. I've always been a high achiever, if I do say so myself. I always got great grades at school. I was always a bit of a golden child. I started my first business at 22 years old. And I grew and scaled that so quickly that I was invited to New York Fashion Week 1 week into launching that business. And from there, I grew and scaled 5 other businesses. The works. But from a young age, I started to sense how my success made people feel. This got its roots in my early school days. I remember back in school, my friend and I would always sit next to each other, and whenever she'd outperform me on a test, she would celebrate so loudly, and so she should. But I remember this one time when the teacher was handing back our tests, and she would start to celebrate. But as I looked down at the paper in front of me, I saw her name at the top. And as I looked over to the page in front of her, I saw my name. And in that moment, when I let her know that was actually my test, I instantly felt her disappointment projected onto me. Now, we've all experienced people like this in our lives, whether it's at school, maybe it's at work, in social settings, or even sometimes family. And for me, it didn't stop at school. When I started creating more and more success in my businesses, hitting my highest income months ever, I started to hear comments like, "Don't you have enough already? Gosh, it must be so easy for you. You're doing so well." And I started to internalize it, believing that it was not safe for me to share my success. I became the nice girl. I had created a belief that when I shine too bright, when I share my success too loudly, it offends and upsets others. How this played out for me in my day-to-day life may sound familiar to you. I would avoid the limelight. I started to downplay everything. Whenever I hit a huge milestone in my business or a new level of success, I wouldn't share it. I wasn't sharing it with anyone. And this all felt very safe. But it was also keeping me, my world, and my success very small. And you want to know the worst part? I didn't even realize I was doing it. And maybe you're doing it too. Have you ever added a disclaimer like, "I'm not bragging," right before you shared something you're really proud of? Maybe you've achieved something so incredible and then you kept it to yourself. Or maybe you're just out there downplaying everything. Yeah. And you're not alone, because 60.3% of women reported either downplaying or not sharing their success at all. Now, a lot of people talk about fear of failure, but when you're an ambitious powerhouse, it's more likely to be a fear of success that holds you back. Now, I know it doesn't make any logical sense because success is the one thing we desire above all else, right? But while your conscious mind says, yes, give me all of the success, your subconscious is actually the one running the show 95% of the time on autopilot. And it gets so many benefits from playing small. When you don't have success, you get to remain relatable, likable, down to earth. When you don't have success, you get to avoid the responsibility that comes with having larger levels of wealth. You get to avoid the expectations from others. And you get to avoid making others feel uncomfortable. Studies show that nearly 9 in 10 women reported receiving criticism, aggressions, or even being pulled down because of their success. And when that's the side effect of creating wild levels of success, no wonder our subconscious wants to keep us safe. No wonder we're out here sabotaging our own success to stay in that comfort zone. You're never going to allow yourself to dream bigger if success feels unsafe. So if we truly want to create more success in our lives and become the most successful person you know, it first needs to feel like the safest place for you. For me, when I was downplaying my success, it was hugely rooted in my desire to be liked. And in order for me to truly overcome that, I had to be brutally honest with myself and call myself out on my own BS. I remember the time when I had just achieved the most incredible milestone in my business. I just hit my highest income month ever. And I was writing a post on social media to celebrate all of the success. And there I was, over editing this caption. I had sat there for a good hour or more. And it was in that moment that I questioned myself, like, why is it taking me so damn long? I was over editing every single piece of this caption so that no one could see me as arrogant, bragging, or obnoxious. Yet all I was wanting to do was share something that I was really proud of. And it was noticing these behaviors and getting curious about why they were playing out that then I could start to step into owning my success more. Now, I own my success unapologetically. And being seen in my success feels like the safest place for me. So then how do we do this? How do we create safety in holding our next level success? I have 3 tips or 3 steps for you. Step 1, we need to actually realize and recognize how that's playing out. Recognize where we're downplaying our success and being the nice girl. Because until you realize, it's going to continue playing out and you won't even know. Step 2, we need to challenge our limiting beliefs that we've attached to this behavior. For me, the belief that I was holding so tightly onto was that when I create more success, it offends and upsets others. And so instead, I chose to rewrite the belief into something that is going to empower me. The new belief that I chose was that when I share my success, it inspires and empowers others to do the same. That not only serves me, but it serves the wider community too. So what is your limiting belief that you've created? And what is a more empowering belief that you need to rewrite it into? Number 3 is you need to own your obnoxiously successful era. No more downplaying your success, okay? You deserve to be celebrated. You deserve to own your success and be so damn proud of yourself. Every time you celebrate your success, share your wins, what it's actually doing is rewiring your mind to see success as safe for you. Being seen in my success is now the safest place for me to be. I'm no longer overrun by fear of upsetting or disappointing others, and I am owning it unapologetically. When I started to own my success more, I started to hit record-breaking income months, and more success came in damn fast. So are you ready to call in a whole new level of success? Because I already know you didn't come here for your little bit successful era. It is time to enter your obnoxiously successful era.